Unlocking the secret to learning English. Did you know there's a simple, often overlooked trick that can completely transform the way you learn English? It doesn't involve memorizing grammar rules, writing endless essays, or even speaking right away. It's something you can start doing right now. And the best part, it's easy, enjoyable, and incredibly effective. That's right, we're talking about listening. Listening to English is like having a secret key that unlocks all the doors to fluency. But here's the big question. Are you using this key the right way? Maybe you feel stuck in your English learning journey. You've been studying for months or even years, but it feels like you're going nowhere. Does this sound familiar? If so, you're not alone. Many learners feel this way, but here's the good news. Listening is the quickest way to break a barrier. Think about it. How did you learn your first language? You didn't start with textbooks or grammar exercises, right? You started by listening. As a child, you absorbed the sounds, tones, and rhythms of your language long before you could speak a single word. The same principle applies to learning English. Listening is the foundation. It's where everything begins. But why is listening so powerful? For starters, it helps with pronunciation. Have you ever felt nervous about speaking English because you weren't sure how to pronounce certain words? The more you listen, the more familiar you become with how words should sound. It's like having a guide to show you the way. And it doesn't stop there. Listening builds your vocabulary. You start picking up new words and phrases just by hearing them in context. Over time, these words stick in your mind, making it easier to use them when you speak. Most importantly, listening boosts your confidence. Imagine walking into a conversation knowing you can understand what's being said. That's the power of regular listening practice. It prepares you for real-life situations where you can respond naturally and without hesitation. Are you ready to take this first step? Stay with me, because in the next part, I'll show you how to make listening a fun and effortless habit that transforms your English skills. Now that you know why listening is so important, let's talk about how to make it part of your daily routine. The best part? You don't need to spend hours doing it. Just 10 to 15 minutes a day can make a massive difference. Think of it like brushing your teeth. Small, consistent actions lead to big results over time. But here's the catch. It's not just about listening. It's about what you listen to and how you do it. If you're forcing yourself to listen to boring content that doesn't interest you, it'll feel like a chore. And let's be honest, nobody sticks to something they find boring. That's why it's essential to choose topics you genuinely enjoy. Do you love sports? Start with English sports podcasts. Are you a fan of cooking? Watch English cooking shows. Or maybe music is your thing. Listening to English songs can be a fantastic way to practice. The key is finding content that feels fun and exciting for you. When you enjoy what you're listening to, it doesn't feel like work. Instead, it becomes something you look forward to every day. Now, let's address a common concern: accents. English comes in so many varieties: American, British, Australian, and even regional accents. At first, it might feel overwhelming. You might struggle to understand certain words or phrases, but here's the good news. Your brain is an incredible tool. The more you listen, the better it adapts. It's like training a muscle. At first, it's hard, but regular practice, it gets stronger. Here's a simple tip. Mix it up. Don't stick to just one accent. For example, one day, listen to an American podcast. The next day, watch a British TV show. By exposing yourself to different accents, you train your ear to recognize a wide range of sounds. Over time, you'll find it easier to understand English, no matter who's speaking or where. And here's the most exciting part. Listening helps you learn real English. Textbooks are great for grammar, but they don't always teach you how people actually speak. When you listen to conversations, you'll hear common phrases, idioms, and slang, like it's a piece of cake, meaning something is easy. These are the things you'll never find in a textbook that are essential. Stick around because in the next part, I'll share practical strategies to supercharge your listening skills and make English learning even easier. Now that we've talked about why listening is important and how to make it a habit, let's dive into some practical strategies to take your skills to the next level. These tips are simple, effective, and will help you get the most out of your listening practice. First, let's tackle a common challenge. What if you don't understand everything? Here's the truth. You don't need to. Think about it. When you watch a movie in your native language, do you catch every single word? Probably not, but you still understand the general story. The same rule applies to English. Focus on the overall meaning, not every individual word. Your brain is great at filling in the gap, and with time, you'll naturally start to understand more. A fantastic way to bridge this gap is by using subtitles. If you're watching a TV show or a movie in English and struggling to keep up, turn on the English subtitles. This isn't cheating, it's a smart learning tool. Subtitles help you connect what you hear with what you see, making it easier to understand new words and phrases. Over time, as you get more comfortable, you'll find yourself relying on them less and less. Another powerful strategy is to learn from context. Let's say you hear the word procrastinate in a podcast. Even if you don't know what it means, you can often guess its meaning based on how it's used in the sentence. This method, called contextual learning, is one of the most effective ways to expand your vocabulary. Instead of memorizing words from a list, you're learning them naturally, just like you did with your first language. And don't forget about tone and emotion. In English, how something is said is just as important as what is said. For example, the phrase, "That's great," could mean genuine excitement or sarcasm, depending on the tone. By listening to real conversations, you'll start picking up on these subtle differences. This skill will make you a better listener and help you respond more effectively in conversation. Finally, mix up your listening practice to keep it exciting. One day, listen to a podcast. The next day, watch a YouTube video or listen to an audiobook. You can even try shadowing, repeating what you hear to improve your pronunciation. And stick with me, because in the final part, I'll show you how listening not only improves your English, but also builds your confidence for real-life situations. Let's talk about the ultimate benefit of listening, confidence. Have you ever been in a conversation where you felt nervous, unsure if you'd understand what the other person was saying? Or maybe you hesitated to respond because you weren't sure if your words would come out right. This is where listening makes all the difference. The more you listen, the more prepared you'll feel for real-life situations. It's like studying for an exam. When you know the material, you feel ready. When you don't, you feel anxious. Listening helps you internalize the rhythm and flow of English. Over time, you'll find that words and phrases come to you naturally. You'll also start recognizing patterns in how sentences are structured, making it easier to form your own sentences when it's your turn to. And remember, it's okay to make mistakes. Even native speakers mess up sometimes. Listening helps you become comfortable with the language, so you can focus on communicating instead of worrying about perfection. After all, the goal isn't to speak flawless English, it's to connect with others and to express yourself. Beyond confidence, listening opens doors to real-life opportunities. Imagine traveling to an English-speaking country and being able to navigate effortlessly. Whether you're ordering food, asking for directions, or making new friends, or think about acing a job interview or strong listening skills leave a lasting impression. These are the real, tangible benefits of consistent listening practice. So, are you ready to take the first step? Here's your challenge. Starting today, make listening to English a part of your daily routine. Just 10 or 15 minutes a day can transform your skills. Find something you enjoy. A podcast, a TV show, or even your favorite Kofi songs, and listen. Make it fun, and you won't even realize how. If this video inspired you, don't stop here. Click on our next video, where we'll share 5 easy tips to improve your listening skills even faster. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more on your practical tips and motivational stories. Your journey to listening starts now. Keep listening, keep learning, and watch your confidence grow today.